Well, let's get more on the implications for relations between China and the US. June Park is a political economist. She's currently in Seoul. June, thank you very much for your time. First of all, this arrest, this Huawei arrest, do you think it's going to impact these attempts between the United States and China to try and resolve their differences?
Well, the arrest comes at a time when there is expectation from the market regarding a trade truce. But at the very core, there are other things, essential issues such as intellectual property theft, forced technology transfers that are not really readily addressed. And the 90-day timeline is quite ambitious. And I think going forward, having a strict deadline will not really resolve the issue.
You talk about the 90-day timeline being ambitious. At the time it was announced, people were describing it as some sort of truce. And we're now hearing some comments from a top US trade official, Robert Lighthizer, that said that the deadline, the 90 days won't be extended beyond that time. What do you think he means by that?
It means that the Chinese would have to come with an offer to the United States that is a lot more positive and forthcoming to the United States with regard to these non-goods related issues. Right now, the statements coming from Donald Trump are essentially targeted at trade deficits per se, but the fundamental mismatch of U.S. and Chinese interests lie in these non-trade, sort of non-tariff barriers such as intellectual property issues, technology transfer issues, forced ones. So Robert Lighthizer, as USTR currently, is seeking to have really a nailed-down approach. And that 90-day timeline is not really essential as long as the U.S. and China keep having this kind of a confrontational stance towards each other.
So what does that mean in terms of where we end up? What's going to happen?
Well, so this is not an issue that could be resolved within 90 days. So the U.S. and China will keep on struggling to reach an agreement, and perhaps an agreement is not what they are actually looking for, but more of a strategy towards playing defense against each other. So from the Chinese perspective, it was very easily seen from the arrest of the Huawei CFO that the Chinese were going very much proactively to defend their cause. And this sort of proves that the Chinese won't back down even in the 90-day negotiations, whatever the issues are.
But now, with the Huawei arrest, how motivated is China to even try and meet the US halfway?
They will try to meet halfway on goods trade, because that's one thing they can do by buying American products, agricultural goods. But these issues regarding technology, it's an essential core of Made in China 2025, which is China's basic strategy towards further development and Xi Jinping's agenda to make China a greater nation. So, and geopolitically, much of a stronger nation in the world. And this is something that they cannot negotiate with. It's their priority.